Hey everyone, this is Rachel and welcome to another scrapbooking process video. If you hang out until after the video is through, there are always detailed shots of my current layout. Let's get going! Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Stretch the Sketch. This is a YouTube hop where a bunch of ladies, whose links you will find in the description box below, work on a sketch that is made for a 12 by 12 page, but we do not work on a 12 by 12 page. Some of us work in traveler's notebooks, some of us make double pages, some of us do 6 by 12s, 8.5 by 11s, and all sorts of things. So definitely go ahead and check that out as I try to make sure Xanthi stays in her box. Today's sketch is from Sketchabilities by Karen Gerber, and it is this very pretty mixed media sketch. Now, working in my traveler's notebook, I'm not going to do any mixed media in it. The papers for this particular one, which is a Felicity Jane traveler's notebook, don't really support mixed media without going through the next page, and I just don't want to have to deal with that. So I will find some way to work around it, whether I simply ignore the mixed media or find an embellishment that kind of works in the same way. We will see. All right, folks, I am going to get you put on fast forward. Oh, before I do, I will explain. I am only going to be using one photo, and it is this one. I am going to be talking about crab legs. So for those of you who are not aware, the traveler's notebook I'm working on right now is about my favorite things. So just stuff I've loved over the years. So crab legs are my favorite food. They have been my favorite food since I was a child. So this was for my 40th birthday, we went to a seafood restaurant. We went to Red Lobster because we're super fancy like that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys put on fast forward right now. Let's get going. She decided to stymie me by coming up the other side, and I finally managed to get her to go over and sit in the box. I have to try to get it so that it's her choice to go over there, because if it's my choice for her to be there, she ignores me. If it's her choice, well then, hey, she's made that choice. All right, so I start to go through all of my doilies, and I do keep my doilies in a bag that has doilies on it, because it makes me giggle. And I realize I have not actually pulled out my stuff that I use for this traveler's notebook. I am working with the Paige Evans Oh My Heart collection, and I try to stick to the flatter things. So I have the 6x6 paper pack, and then I do use the puffy stickers, which aren't super duper puffy, and the chipboard stickers, but her chipboard stickers are a little bit thinner than others. And then I also have the die cuts that I use as well. So I'm going through all of my doilies, and I'm pulling a couple just to see how they'll work with my layout. I do have these big ones, which I'm pretty sure are the ones you can buy 1,000 of on Amazon. I believe my friend Deb bought the whole 1,000, and then she parceled them out and sold them in smaller lots. So I was happy to do that. So I'm going to actually layer two doilies upon each other. That smaller one was one of the spring releases at Michael's. You know, they have like seasonal releases in their recollections area. So that was one of those from last spring. So I take one of the 6x6 pieces of paper, the wonky purple stripe, and that's what I'm going to use as my base layer behind my photo. All of my photos in my notebook are taken on my HP Sprocket, which is kind of like a little novelty printer, and it prints 2x3 photos on sticker paper. So that is definitely if you're doing a traveler's notebook or you're doing a road trip journal or a vacation journal and you want smaller photos that you can print on the road, this is definitely a way to go. So I chose that little cut apart with the coppery rose gold wordings saying, "You're a whole lot of lovely." And I'm quite sure that that was meant to be said about you or your daughter or your friend or something along those lines. Me, I'm saying it about a bunch of crab legs, and I'm perfectly happy once again because it makes me giggle. So what I'm doing here is I'm creating my layers, and then I will work from the top layer down to get it to where I want to be. I'm very carefully making sure to leave a gap of no photos or nothing with a word on it in that center portion, because my plan is just to put this smack dab in the center of my traveler's notebook and trim it apart so that way I get it on both sides of the paper. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I really am just going to ignore the mixed media. I'm just going to go with the photo and embellishment placement. So here I am using my ATG, and for those of you who are wondering, no, it is not easy to use an ATG on doilies. You have to go very, very slow and be very, very careful, or you will rip and or move them. Once I get the left side down, I go ahead and add some more glue behind all of my layers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the ATG on the back side of the right hand portion. And what I do Oh, I'm super excited. Thank you, Jennifer McGuire. I own something new, and I apologize because you don't really get to see it in this layout because my camera is too far down. So I do apologize for that. I bought this thing. She suggested on her channel. It's molded plastic glue holder that holds your glue upside down. It was only $5, so I wasn't really, concerned about the cost. And basically it holds your liquid glue upside down so that way it's always ready to go rather than having, because my thing is I always end up spitting glue at my paper or at my fingers because it isn't all the way down to the bottom. It works even with my giant bottle. I have used it several times now. Obviously, this is the first time you're seeing it in my videos, but I'm farther ahead in actual real life. So I really have enjoyed using it. Okay, so I have pulled out several of the die cuts, that multicolored heart, and then that floral piece that I love how it nestles right in between the words on that "You're a whole lot of lovely" cut apart. So I was really happy with that. So I'm getting those down. Those are going to be my main embellishment cluster base layers. So I'll build upon those with smaller and dimensional elements to create my embellishment clusters. I have my puffy stickers, and I'm going to put XOXO because I really like, guys, seriously, I love crab legs like madly. I get so excited like when they're on the menu. I'm like, "Oh, they have crab legs." And like actual honest to goodness just steamed crab legs. I don't want them stuffed. I don't want them lazy. I want them, just freshly steamed. And honestly, I don't even need anything else. I'm good to go with just crab legs. So my actual title is going to be Hello Yum. I use the chipboard and then the Color Theory stickers from Studio Calico in, I think it's called Bubblegum Pink. Don't quote me though. So I'm writing a story and I'm really not paying attention to either the sketch or any bit of prettiness because I've always wanted to write down this story because I find it hilarious. My uncle, my mom's older brother, was furious with her for allowing me to order crab legs when I was like 12 at a fancy restaurant because I didn't know what I was ordering and I wasn't going to eat them and blah, 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 blah. You don't have any money. Why are you spending money on this? Blah, blah, blah. And dude, I clean those suckers up. I mean, I think is like I already knew I loved crab legs at that point, but I do not remember when I started eating crab legs. But that's my first memory of crab legs is my uncle like throwing a cow over my mom letting me buy them. Anyway, so right now, getting back to the layout, I am trying to get these enamel dots from I think they're from Simple Stories or Echo Park. Echo Park Party Time, and I want an aqua, a mint, and a pink in 3 different sizes in the different areas. And for some reason, I could not figure this sucker out. I mean, I was like, dude, what is wrong with you? What are you? Why can you not do this? What is going on? And then I'm like, all right, do I have? and do a, I got it, yay, okay. Phew, thank goodness. All right, folks, I am almost finished here. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. Actually, I'm completely finished. Don't forget to check out the other ladies in the description box below for this YouTube hop. Bye, everyone.